Hello everyone, this is Nick Rovich. I also go by Gazia. I'll be starting up a new channel here soon under fishideas.stream, so feel free to follow that if you want to know more about this project. What we're going to be doing here in the next couple of weeks is a full sump overhaul. This sump is for my 65-gallon semi-aggressive reef. I keep snowflake eel, some green spotted puffers, tang, and a few other things in there. But it's kind of hard to keep clean. You can't keep much cleaning crew in there that the eel doesn't eat or the puffers don't eat, so it's a bit of a challenge. So I decided to go with the Triton method. And basically what I plan on doing is I run a J-bow pump, and the controller sucks, as all of the J-bow controllers do. So I'm going to snip the wire to the controller, and I'm going to interface it with a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino. And I'm going to write my own control software for it, using magnetic flow sensors to basically ensure that flow is still coming out in the right direction. We don't want to make sure that we don't want to turn it backwards or something and flood my sump. It would be terrible. I'm going to go ahead and put in an auto dosing system while I'm at it. I figure if I'm going to install an Arduino and Raspberry Pi to control the J-bow, I might as well dose magnesium, calcium, and alkalinity, and then a fourth one to dose water as an auto top-off. I'm going to build this as a little box that kind of mounts into the back of my my stand above the sump, so I'll actually overhang the sump a little bit, and the down tube will come in just behind that electronics cab. I'll actually probably run through the electronics cab just for simplicity, to save space, and I'll probably just attach that door there with magnets. The protein skimmer I'm running is an off-brand. It's a Go Aquaria G1000 skimmer. It was rated for up to 125 gallons. Obviously, the 65-gallon tank should be more than sufficient. It's not bad. It does have a DC pump in it, though, so I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and snip the wires and connect that up to the Raspberry Pi and Arduino as well. I figure if I'm going to go this far, might as well have some fun with this. I'm going to set it up on top of some ceramic plates. Then it's going to come in through the ceramic plates into the refugium chamber. That'll cause this Chaeto in here to spin. And the water will flow over the top of the first baffle through some mechanical filtration, probably just some black bio sponge, maybe some carbon media if I'm having a problem, and then through the J-bow and back up into the main display. Just a general idea on how this works is you have a Pi interface with 4 peristaltic pumps, and it'll allow you to control the stepper motors behind them and determine how many rotations they make, which determines how fast or slow water travels up and down the tube. I'm probably just going to reuse some glass bottles. I have a few different things with lids on them that I can get a pretty tight seal on, so I'm going to probably just use those as my dosing containers. Gotta figure out what the watts, volts, amps, etc. I need for power to drive all of this. It'd be nice to just have one central system. General idea on what I still need to pick up. I need a PWM servo controller, per se, motor controller, speed controller, however you want to call it, a relay controller for the heater lights, and for the refugium. I need a few different types of sensors, probably a temperature sensor, pH sensor, ORP sensor, and then a few float sensors as well for controlling the water level. I'm not sure exactly how many pieces I'm going to need to build this out as far as the Raspberry Pi is concerned. I have a friend who's pretty into electronics, and the two of us are going to sit down and just kind of figure this out and do all the math. We're going to science the shit out of this and make sure that we have all the right pieces. Probably need a breakout board or an Arduino or two. For sure, I will be doing voice control. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while now. I'm going to be able to go to my Amazon Echo and just say, Echo, what is the temperature, and have it tell me back whatever the temperature of my refugium is, or tank, or maybe even do those differential so I can get both of those different values. I'd like to have some sort of a touchscreen interface for emergency actions, start the pump, stop the pump, feed mode, your general things you're just going to want to be able to do right there. Those same functions will probably have a voice command if my hands are in the tank. But there's a lot of different things I've thought about when I've been working on these sumps over the years. It's just that if your hands are in the sump and they're wet, you don't want to go touch the electronics. You don't want to go turn something back on. You're going to get water on a sensor on a cord. It'd be so nice to be able to just control this via my smart home system. So that's kind of the goal, the all-encompassing project here Just the 10,000 foot overview on what I plan to do. But stay tuned if you want to see how this turns out. I'm going to record it every step of the way, from design to implementation and installation. If you also want to see a really much larger scale of this, with a little less automation, a little more redundancy, stay tuned for the overhaul on my 125 reef that I service. So we'll be doing a two Triton 30s from Crystal Reef Aquatics out of Bellingham. They're going to take one and then invert it so we can have two redundant systems on that 125. Would be more filtration than any tank really needs, but I'm going to do it this way so that if I don't get out there to service it for 3 or 4 weeks, the tank is basically self-sustaining. The only thing that needs to happen is that the guy needs to feed it. So that'll be an interesting video. Feel free to tune in on that one. Again, the channel's fishideas.stream. That'll be coming up shortly. Take care.